What up guys, your boy Quake, and I've been working on the Who Was Bigger video, but I had to take a break because something crazy has happened in these last 24 to 48 hours. For those that have been living under a rock, Pusha T has released his new album, Daytona, and there's a track on there called Infrared where he's taking shots directly at Drake. And in less than 24 hours, Drake premiered a new freestyle called the Duppy Freestyle on the OVO Sound Radio, and he's sending shots right back at Pusha T. Now that this battle has officially started, let's get into how it even started in the first place. It all started with Lil Wayne initially. In 2006, Lil Wayne did a cover on Vibe magazine, and on the cover he was wearing Bape clothing, which was something that the Clips and Pharrell Williams in 2006 decided to take over as their signature look. When the Clips noticed that Lil Wayne took their style, they jumped on the track called Mr. Me Too and said that Wayne bit their style, and even in the video they featured a guy wearing Bape clothing. And in 2007, Lil Wayne responded to the Clips and said, basically, I'm the hottest rapper right now. In order for them to get hot, they got to do a song with me. Some years went on, a lot of shots were sent in interviews here and there, but in 2011, Pusha T dropped a song on Wax called Don't Fuck With Me, and even though he says it wasn't a diss directly at Wayne, it was very clear that he did go at Wayne and even a little bit at Drake. Then fast forward, Pusha T dropped another diss track, which was Subliminal Shots, which was released in 2012 called Exodus 23-1. And on this track, it was clear he was going at Lil Wayne, even going a little bit at Drake and Birdman. And Lil Wayne did not respond on Wax. He just tweeted in May 24th, 2012, fuck Pusha T and anybody that love him. And of course, with that track sending subliminal shots at Drake, Drake then took this battle into his own hands and decided to defend Lil Wayne because, of course, Lil Wayne is his boss, the guy that signed him, and he looks up to Lil Wayne, so it only makes sense. Then in late 2013, when Drake dropped his Nothing Was the Same album on the track Tuscan Leather, he decided to send some slight shots at Pusha T. Few years later went by, and in 2016, Pusha T dropped a track called HGTV, responding to Drake on that Tuscan track. Then a year later, Drake responded with a new diss track called Two Birds, One Stone, and it was clear he was sending direct shots at Pusha T. Now fast forward another year, and Pusha T has finally responded to the Two Birds, One Stone diss track from Drake, and this one is very clear with the track Infrared off his Daytona album. Now let's go over the track's bars, which are clearly going at Drake. Here's some of the first bars. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. At the mercy of the game where the culture's missing. When the CEO's blinded by the glow, it's different. Believe in myself and the Coles and the Kendricks. When he says it was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin, that's clear. A lot of people know the history between Quentin Miller and Drake. Quentin Miller was the one who allegedly wrote a bunch of songs for Drake when he was releasing his project If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And of course, Meek Mill was the one who exposed Drake when they were going through their battle. And then when he says at the mercy of the game where their culture's missing, when the CEO is blinded by the glow, it's different. What he's talking about when he mentions the glow part is when Drake and Kanye worked on Glow, which appeared on Drake's More Life album. Back when Glow dropped, Kanye West was planning on releasing a joint project with Drake, and Pusha T on this track is saying that there's no bad blood between him and Kanye West because Kanye West wants to work with Drake. And then when he says believe in myself and the Coles and the Kendricks, he's basically saying Cole and Kendrick are the more superior artists. He's saying they're more about the rap art form instead of just becoming a pop artist and making pop hits. In these next lines, he's going at Birdman. He says, oh, now it's okay to kill baby. Guys looked at me crazy like I really killed a baby. And this one is pretty much self-explanatory. He's basically saying, I went at Baby a while ago from 2012, 2011, saying that Birdman does not pay his artists and that he shouldn't get the respect that he deserves. And a lot of people were looking at Pusha T like he's crazy. Then he follows that saying, salute Ross because the message was pure. And he's saying Ross went at Birdman. Nobody really looked at him crazy, but when I did it, you guys were like, oh, he's wrong, he's wrong. But when Rick Ross did it, everyone was agreeing with him, and everyone saw the bigger picture finally. He continues it saying, he see what I see when you see Wayne on tour. Flash without the fire, another multi-platinum rapper. trapped and can't retire. Guys get exposed. I see the cracks and I'm the liar. Shit, I've been exposed. I took the crack and build the wire. And with these lines, he's saying Wayne is trapped in his contract, you know, by saying another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire. He's stuck. He's getting money taken from him, and now he has to continuously make music in order to stay afloat. And when he says, I see the cracks and I'm the liar, he said he's been seeing it for a while. He said, shit, I've been exposed. I took the crack and built the wire, making reference to the drugs that he sold previously in his life, and obviously referencing the show The Wire, which is a show talking about, you know, drug war in Baltimore. Fast forward towards the end of the track, he says, let's cram numbers. Easily the only rapper sold more dope than me was Eazy-E. And this is the direct response to Drake's diss track, Two Birds, One Stone, where Drake accuses Pusha T of inflating his numbers when he's talking about selling drugs. He then continues saying, how could you ever right these wrongs when you don't even write your songs? But let us all play along. We all know what guys for real been waiting on. Push. And of course, these lines are just shots more at Drake, accusing him of not writing his own stuff. And then Push is saying, hey, I'm the guy everyone's waiting for when it comes to this rap beef and this music. Now let's finally talk about Drake's response to Pusha T's Infrared track, which he just released, which is the Duppy Freestyle. And I'm not going to go over every single bar on this track because a lot of it will be repetitive throughout this video. So I'm going to go over the few bars that I think were really dope and that really made an impact. So let's talk about the intro bars on the track. Drake says, so if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of verses, what do you really think of the guy that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought that he would never need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. I pop style for 30 hours, then let him repeat. Now you popping up with the jokes. I'm dead, I'm asleep. What Drake is saying in these bars to Pusha T is that Drake, whenever he works with Quentin Miller, Pusha T's calling him out for that. But when Drake worked with Kanye West and Kanye West needed him for a few tracks, Pusha T isn't mentioning that at all. Kanye West earlier this year even tweeted, I want to thank my brother Drizzy for helping me on 30 hours and Father Stretch My Hands, which further confirms what Drake is saying in these bars, saying that your own boss needed me for tracks, so why are you butchering me for working with somebody else when your own boss, Kanye West, needed help? He then continues saying, I just left from over by y'all putting pen to the sheets, tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat. And Drake is saying he confirms the rumors of Drake helping write for Kanye West during his time in Wyoming when Kanye West was working on his new album. So now he's confirming, saying, I'm helping Kanye West with his new album, and now I'm just basically helping my enemies eat based off of my talent. Now we're going to fast forward to a few different bars. He says, don't push me when I'm in album mode. You're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. You send shots well. I get to challenge those, but I bring Calicos to the Alamo. He's saying he's working on his album right now, so do not challenge him because he's at his strongest when he's working on new music. He even said you're not top 5 as far as your label talent goes. That means that there are a lot of artists on good music, and he's nowhere near the talent like Designer, Big Sean, Kanye West, Shy the Prince, Tiana Taylor, whoever the case may be. Fast forward, and Drake continues questioning Pusha T's reputation. He says, your brother said it was your cousin, then him, then you. So you don't rap what you did, you just rap what you knew. Don't be ashamed. It's plenty of guys that do what you do. There's no malice in your heart. You're an approachable dude. In these bars, Drake is calling out Pusha T, saying that his brother Malice was the one that was actually selling drugs. Malice is Pusha T's brother, and they were the rap group The Clips, and they rapped about selling drugs and things that they used to do in their past before they became rappers. And of course, Malice retired because he didn't like rapping about that anymore and promoting that image, and Pusha T decided to continue rapping about that stuff and even decided to do a solo career as we know now. And in these bars, he's saying Malice once confirmed that Push was simply just the third string in their past drug dealing operations. And he's basically saying, listen, you're not living this life. You just got it from your brother, who's now known as No Malice, and you're just taking bars from him and lifestyle experiences from him. Fast forward a few bars, and he says, I had a microphone of yours, but the signature faded. I think that pretty much resembles what's been happening lately. Drake owned a Pusha T microphone that was signed by Pusha T that he bought off eBay for about $200 a while ago back. This is when Drake wasn't famous and wasn't a big time rapper. And he says now the signature has faded on that mic that he bought. And he's saying that's basically what's happening to Pusha T's career. It's fading away. Fast forward to these next bars, and this one he's going at Quentin Miller. He says, and as for Q, man, I changed his life a couple times. He was at Kroger working double time, y'all acting like he made the boy when I was trying to help the guy. Drake is essentially saying Quentin Miller was a nobody until I involved him with my music. Now you guys know about him because of me. He was a nobody just working at Kroger double time. He then continues saying whoever supposedly making me hits but then got no hits sound like they need me. And he's basically saying here that if Quentin Miller really has all these hits, why doesn't he continue making hit music? It's because he needed me to do that. He was just a guy that was briefly writing certain lines in my songs to help me with my sound. He then focuses his bars at Pusha T once again, and he says, I really shouldn't have give you none of my time because you older than the guy you're running behind. And in these bars, Drake is basically saying Pusha T is a lot older than Kanye West. Right now, you should be at a way established level, having your own label if you're older than the guy that you're signed to. He then continues saying, look, holla at me when you multi-million, because Drake is right now making multi-million dollars. He continues saying, I told you, keep playing with my name, and I'm going to let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. For those that don't know, this is a clever play on words because Pusha T became engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Virginia Williams. So this is a clever play on words with the let it ring on you bar. Then he continues saying, I'm too resilient. Get out your feelings. It's going to be a cruel summer for you. I told Weezy and Baby, I'm a done 'em for you. Tell Ye we got an invoice coming to you considering that we just sold another 20 for you. And with these bars, Drake tops off the song. He's basically saying, listen, the problem started with you and Wayne, but I'm going to finish it because he's my boss and I'm going to look out for him as well as Birdman. Then he says, tell Ye we got an invoice coming to you considering that we just sold another 20 for you. And in this, he's saying, I'm going to send an invoice to Good Music and charge you guys because I'm giving you guys attention by responding to that diss track, and you're more than likely going to sell more than 20,000 copies, an additional 20,000 copies because of me dissing you guys. And then Pusha immediately responded to this line on Twitter and said, send the invoice for the extra 20. And Drake then responded to this tweet by getting on Instagram and posting a picture of him sending an invoice to Good Music / Def Jam with a fee of $100,000. And the reason for this in the letter says for promotional assistance and career reviving, which is funny as hell. And in the caption, he says, you're welcome. And that's it for this video. That's where this battle has ended so far. Of course, I'm going to cover everything that happens whenever Pusha T responds, whenever Drake responds, if this continues. And this is a battle that I've been waiting for since 2011 when Pusha T sent those subliminal shots. So I'm glad it's finally happening. Who knows if Drake's going to release a back-to-back type of diss, immediately go at him again, like the same thing he did with Meek Mill. Who knows what Pusha T's going to do, if he's actually going to respond with a full diss track. I hope he does because he's been wanting this smoke for a while. And what better timing than when Pusha T is releasing his album. So he definitely should respond. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think Pusha T is going to respond, and what kind of track do you guys expect? I love the Exodus 23-1 track. That's one of my favorite diss tracks of all time, and it just sounds amazing. I hope it's something like that with that type of energy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. A link is in the description below. For just $1 a month or more, you can support this channel further. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. I do videos like this daily on hip-hop news and much more, so definitely subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.